Hey folks, Daily Landsblog for November the 22nd, 2018. Yesterday it was about sadness on this, trying to reflect kind of the way I feel when I'm deep down in the hole. But today, the sadness is gone. It's all about the anger. You know, for almost 3 years now, we've been searching for missions. And I admit that we wander a lot of times. I admit that we kind of fall back on the idea that this is about sharing and about people feeling less hopeless and less lonely and understanding that they're understood, which is a great mission. Don't get me wrong. And don't think that I don't appreciate the fact that we have had some success in that area. But I kind of think there's a couple of areas that are screaming out for SickNotWeak's attention in a way that we pay attention and others don't. And it has to do with mental illness in the workplace. It has to do with what I've learned over the last week even. I have learned that we're not nearly as far ahead as we think that we are. We want to be something. We want to believe that we are the United States when civil rights were implemented, when there was a bill that said you can't put out a sign that says whites only. We want to believe that things are a lot better. But as they have found out even recently, even all these years later, from the 60s, they have found that just deciding that racism is gone, just outlawing racism is not enough to get to it. And the stigma is the same thing. We started talking about the stigma, 10 years ago. And it was like that was the old era and now is the new era. And there's this feeling like our hands are clean now. We're talking about it. We're doing better. People are much more forward. But I keep hearing over and over and over again from people who say, no, it's not true. Stigma in the workplace and the way I've been seen has ruined my life. And it's not just employers. It's people that you work with. It's the fear of a police officer sitting in his or her cruiser beside a partner that he or she does not want to share with because he knows he or she will look at them differently, will not maybe trust them. It's so ingrained into our beliefs that we can't just get rid of it because we say, okay, no more stigma. All right, stigma around mental illness is now officially gone. We can't do that. And we have to expose it for what it is. And you can't do it gently. You can't do it in a sanitized, clinical, corporate way. You have to cut right to the heart of it. And you have to demand of people, not that they fix the stigma, but they understand that they are part of the problem. That's the biggest thing, is we don't see ourselves as part of the problem, so how are we going to fix it? And I'm not excluding me from this. I'm not saying that I was or am any better. I just know that I can see it, I hear it, and that is now one of our missions. SickNotWeak.com, 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. Whew! I'm kind of on fire, aren't I, Case?
Yeah.
And you know what you do when you're on fire? You go in and you put the fire out. That's right. Strap it on, buddy. I'm going in. I love this thing, man. I love this thing.